Big changes are coming to M&S Home. For months the shelves have felt sparse and just plain uninspiring, but what I'm seeing now tells me that Marks & Spencer are finally gearing up for a big comeback. In this video I'll share why I think we're on the cusp of those big changes, what's been happening behind the scenes, and what that means for us as shoppers. You'll also get to see what's new in store right now, along with a few standout pieces that haven't hit the shelves just yet. But the bigger story here is whether M&S Home can win us back as a real go-to for fabulous homeware, and that's what we're about to find out. But first, in order to explain the future, we need to look back. So let's rewind to spring 2024 when M&S announced they were discontinuing their large item furniture range, including sofas, wardrobes and dining tables. While they'd still do their own range in smaller items such as chairs and coffee tables, they would no longer be stocking any furniture in store. Gradually, over the following weeks and months, the furniture displays just became less and less. The homeware department got emptier and emptier with nothing to fill the space. And in those larger stores that once had big furniture areas, the gaps were often filled with nothing or clothing or beauty instead. It all just felt off. The buzz around M&S homeware was gone. The home department just felt very forgotten with no new energy about it whatsoever. Now, things did get a little boost in September 2024 with the launch of the Kelly Hoppin range, quickly followed by that year's Christmas shop. Some of that empty space was suddenly filled again with festive products and displays, and for a short time the department felt more alive again. As they moved into 2025, M&S likely had plans to quickly begin building their homeware offer back up again, ready for the spring-summer 2025 season. However, over the Easter weekend, disaster struck. M&S was hit by a major cyber attack that caused huge disruption, and even now as we head into autumn, parts of the shopping experience are still not fully back to normal. My feeling is that the entire focus of M&S had to be directed towards managing this attack, and that really stalled the recovery of the homeware department. But things are finally starting to change. For the first time in a long while, the M&S home department is beginning to feel like it has some fresh energy about it. In their new ranges, I'm noticing a mix of bold choices alongside their more traditional staples. It feels like they're trying to appeal to a more style-conscious shopper, someone who's looking for pieces that feel a little more trend-led and design-driven rather than just safe basics. And while you can still find those timeless pieces like beautifully simple velvet cushions in a wide range of colours, sitting right next to them are bolder, quirkier designs, bright geometrics and statement patterns, and I'm seeing elements of Oliver Bonas, Anthropology and The White Company sprinkled throughout this new collection. It's playful in places, refined in others, and altogether it feels like a real shift in direction for M&S Home. So what does all of this mean for us as shoppers? Well, it feels like M&S is finally on its way back as a really viable homeware option, a place to find treasure again. For those of us who love seasonal decor, they're clearly starting to get on board with pieces like this fun pumpkin plate, and at a really affordable price too. There are more autumn-inspired treasures still to hit the shelves in the coming weeks, and I'll be sharing some of those with you later in the video. And beyond that, I think M&S are about to bring us many of the styling and options we'd expect to see from higher-end stores like Anthropology or The White Company, but at a fraction of the cost. That's what makes this recovery so exciting. It's not just about filling shelves, it's about giving us real choice, inspiration and value again. So what's actually worth getting excited about in store right now? Let's take a closer look. I'm really loving the colour stories in store right now, and one that stood out to me straight away is this mix of rust and blue. It's such a beautiful combination for autumn, warm, rich, but with that fresh edge too. This knitted tassel throw is absolutely gorgeous and it pairs so well with the geometric designs that they've introduced. Pieces like this have such an Oliver bonus kind of feel to them, really adding that playful, design-led touch. This jacquard cushion is actually one of M&S's current best sellers, and it's easy to see why. It strikes that perfect balance of traditional and contemporary. The geometric pattern feels modern, but the fringed edging just keeps it soft and homey. The knitted throw also comes in cream, and there's several more colours available online, so you've got plenty of options to work one into your space. And if you love that cosy layered look, then this chunky throw is another great choice. It's full of texture and just gives all the snug autumn cosy vibes. I also really like how the bed linen ties into this same colour story. Everything just works together so seamlessly, giving you the option to pull together different pieces and still end up with a look that feels both coordinated and effortless. It's fresh, it's cosy, and it's exactly the kind of styling that makes autumn feel so inviting. The next collection I'm really drawn to has a much more rustic feel, cosy, traditional and perfect for autumn. These faux mohair checked throws have that classic tartan inspired look, and they're such a fabulous price. I can just picture them styled casually in a wicker basket, maybe spilling out over the side to add instant warmth and texture to a room. Layering in throws like these instantly softens your space, making it feel lived in and inviting. And to complete the look, there's also a matching cushion in this collection. It's finished with a lovely blanket stitched edging that gives it that handmade, homely feel, almost like something carefully crafted rather than mass produced. There's also this geometric cushion. I don't think this one's brand new, but it's another strong example of the geometric trend that M&S are clearly leaning into. I also love this basket weave cushion, which comes in this gorgeous spice shade as well as a beautiful green. It's a brilliant way to add texture to your space. Texture is such an important element of styling, and it can sometimes be tricky to know how to bring it in, but cushions like this make it effortless. Another favourite of mine is this whimsical design featuring a fox and an owl. It gives all the autumn vibes without shouting about it, and it pairs so beautifully with the basket weave cushion in spice. And at the same time, M&S haven't forgotten the customer who prefers something a bit more traditional. These classic velvet cushions are an amazing price at under £20, and they're filled with feather pads too, which gives them that lovely, plump, high quality feel. They come in a variety of colours, and there's a larger version too, which is available, though in a slightly more limited number of colours. Altogether, it's a really thoughtful mix of trend-led, playful and timeless designs. These reactive glaze vases are such a great way to bring an autumn mood into your space. They've got that gorgeous handcrafted look with the glaze, so every piece feels slightly unique, and at under £20 you're really getting a lot of vase for your money. It's also worth noting that both these vases and the matching planters have completely sold out online, so if you happen to see one in store, I'd definitely grab one right now. Also love this large textured urn vase. What I love about it is how much it reads as deep navy blue. If you've got darker blues running throughout your decor, then this would tie in beautifully. One big current trend I'm seeing M&S reflect is bows and pastels, and while its colours might not be synonymous with the autumn season, it's such a big look right now, and it's really starting to appear everywhere in homeware. The style has been completely influenced by pop culture, in particular the Bridgerton TV series and other such period dramas, which have brought the Regency era aesthetic right into the mainstream. That's where the trend known as the coquette look really took off on TikTok, with its romantic pastel palette, soft feminine details and whimsical playful feel. You'll notice it filtering into smaller accessories like mugs, trays and ceramics, as well as soft furnishings and even kitchenware. I love how these enamel roasting tins, for example, pick up on the pastel coquette look in such a subtle and practical way. Another collection that really caught my eye is this range of embroidered cushions, which still feels very much part of the cottagecore aesthetic. Cottagecore, if you're not familiar, is all about celebrating a slower, more nostalgic way of living. Think floral prints, handcrafted details, and that cosy countryside charm. These cushions capture that beautifully with their delicate embroidery. Now, one of the designs has actually been around in M&S for a little while, but they've just brought out a brand new colourway, and it's got a soft green backing instead of the white. It's such a subtle update, but with its touches of deep rust, it makes the cushion even easier to work into an autumn palette. Next up is this glazed round platter, which has given me all the 1970s feels. It instantly takes me back to my childhood, sitting around the table with my family. It's such a nostalgic piece. Of course, it comes in that brown and blue colour story that's running right throughout the M&S Home collection at the moment, so it feels really cohesive with everything else we've been looking at. There's also a wider dishware range that carries a similar look, and I think it's just got such a strong vintage 70s vibe. It's playful, retro, and a great example of how M&S are bringing those classic design influences back in a really usable way. The next collection I want to highlight is this range of what's often called bubble plates, which I believe are inspired by designer Gustav Westman. They've been trending on social media for a little while now, but sometimes it takes the bigger companies a bit of time to get on board. And M&S are definitely there now with this range, and I think it's great to see them picking up on such a playful, design-led look. You might also see this style referred to as chunky plates, or even the chunky plate trend. In fact, IKEA have just collaborated with Gustav Westman on a 12-piece collection, which includes a meatball plate in this very style, showing just how widespread and influential this trend has become. Jumping back to textiles now, I spotted this heart-shaped cushion, which has given me all the Anthropology feels. And when you compare the price, it really shows the value M&S are offering. £17.50 here versus the £30 to £40 you'd pay at Anthropology for a very similar piece. I loved this geometric bolster style cushion. It's such a modern, contemporary design, and I think it would pair beautifully with the new rust coloured knitted throw. At £29.50, it feels like great value compared to similar pieces available at John Lewis, which can run at £45 or even £50. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this collection, so let me know down in the comments. New homeware ranges can often spark really different opinions. What some of us love, others just don't. And that's what makes it so fun to talk about. How have you found M&S Home recently? Do you agree that they'd kind of lost their way for a while? And what do you think? Is this new collection the start of a really strong comeback, or do you think they've still got a way to go? And if you're enjoying this video, I'd love to have you join me on a regular basis here in my little corner of YouTube. You know what to do. I came across this bedding from what Marks and Spencer are calling the cosy edit, and I can see why it's one of their current best sellers. Gingham has been such a big story over the summer, and this rust and white palette feels like the perfect autumn update on that trend. With its ruffled edging, it leans right into that cottage look we were talking about earlier. And honestly, new bedding is one of the easiest ways to give your bedroom a little mini makeover for the new season. And if you want to add a bit of layering to your look, I think it would pair beautifully with the cream version of the knitted tassel throw. I also spotted this little rustic stool, which M&S actually list on their website as a plant stand, but to me it feels like something really different for Marks and Spencer, not the sort of piece you'd usually expect to find here, and that's exactly why I love it. A small stool like this is such a useful addition to your decor toolkit because there's so many different ways you can style it. Use it as a plant stand, of course, but it also works as a little side table, a spot to stack books, or simply just as a styling accent to add height and interest. And at £15, I think it's a bit of a must-have. So what about those pieces I promised to share with you that haven't quite hit the shelves yet, especially the seasonal decor collections? I have it on good authority, a staff member in store let it slip, that a big sale is about to land. There's already an online only sale running, but very soon we'll see the in-store sale too. And once that clears, the rest of the autumn collection will arrive with the Christmas shop hot on its heels. To give you a taste of what's coming, let's start with this 2-pack of faux stems. Now, I'm a big fan of stems as an easy way to add a seasonal nod to your space, and I love this Chinese lantern style. It's such a striking look, and I think it's a pretty good deal because you do get 2 in the pack. There are also these little ceramic pumpkins coming, perfect for adding a subtle seasonal nod, whether that's at the end of your kitchen island or maybe just styled on a coffee table. And I'm completely in love with this pumpkin cloche cake stand. It's given me all the White Company vibes, but I'm sure it would be at least double the price there. And hey, these things are all already on sale on the website, but they just haven't landed in store yet. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll know I've been talking about this trend of stoneware vases that already come with all the florals, and I love how M&S are offering their own take on it. And if you want to dip into Halloween decor, I think this little spider web is so cute, a fun, easy piece to bring out for the season. Back to the gingham trend now, and this little cushion just really spoke to me. It ties gingham with cottage core and autumn harvest colours. The golden cream check just ticks so many boxes, and it'll be landing in store very soon. And of course, you can't miss the huge trend for all things William Morris. M&S are bringing out 3 stunning cushions in their autumn collection, and they're already available online. They do come in at a slightly higher price point, but they're a real luxury piece. Now, the British nation of M&S shoppers just seem to have fallen in love with all things Percy Pig, and this year they've even brought out a Percy Pig Halloween decoration. It's already available online, where it's currently the #1 bestseller in their entire homeware range, and it'll be hitting stores very soon. Hot on Percy's heels is the ever popular Colin the Caterpillar, and of course his little friend Connie. This year M&S have launched Colin and Connie hanging Christmas decorations, and I'm predicting these are going to be a complete sellout. And it wouldn't be M&S without another cult favourite, their mandarin clove and cinnamon candle. This year they've embraced the bow trend and are giving us a ceramic bow version, which I'm calling it right now will sell out the minute it hits the shelves. All of these new items are just further confirmation of all the really exciting shifts I'm seeing, and it feels to me like the beginning of something big. But as I said earlier, I'd love to know what you think. Do you see M&S Home as being on their way back? Please do let me know in the comments below. And if you've got autumn decor on your mind, then you're definitely going to want to check out this video, where I take you along to some of the other top homeware stores and share what I'd buy and what I'd skip for autumn 2025. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.